Goldberg, 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 Oldberg, Oldberg. Yeah! You're next. Spear, jackhammer. I'm back for the championship. All right, so Bill Goldberg came back. And do we want this match with Goldberg and Gunther? All right, me personally, I do want to see this just to see how it would, how it would happen, how it would go, okay? But this, in my opinion, even though I want to see it, part of me doesn't want to see it because I know this is going to be a bad match. This man, Goldberg is old. He's like, what, 58? He's pushing 60. He's pushing 60 going against, what, a late 30-year-old Gunther. Okay? Please let this be Goldberg's last match. And if he wins the belt, I don't want to see that. Well, I shall say this. I do want to see it because it'll be interesting to see the reaction with fans and see who will beat Goldberg. But at the same time, I don't want to see it because it's like previous matches, like him versus Undertaker, him versus Brock Lesnar, him versus Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, they've all been bad. They've all been bad. Now listen, I like Goldberg. Goldberg, back in the day, one of my favorite wrestlers. Well, not really a wrestler, because all he does is spear, jackhammer. That's all he does, spear and jackhammer. All right, so he is one of my favorites, okay? I don't want to say wrestlers. He's not really like a wrestler, but for the sake of the video and whatnot, I'll say wrestler, all right? Back in the day, him versus Triple H, him versus The Rock, him versus Brock Lesnar, those are all great feuds, great storylines. Him versus Hulk Hogan and WCW, those were great matches, man. Back in the day, the late 90s, early 2000s, those were the days, okay? I was a kid back then. I was a kid in the 2000s. I was born, I wasn't around in the 90s, but back in the day, I was a kid. I wasn't watching wrestling, but back in the day, man, that's when things were great. Now, things are completely different, okay? Completely different. So, Goldberg versus Gunther. I know this match has been talked about for a long time. I know they've been planning this match since last year at Bad Blood when Goldberg and Gunther called out Goldberg from his family in Atlanta, Georgia. And, they just set things in motion from there. I'll watch it. Now, I really thought they were going to have this match at Night of Champions. To me, it makes more sense. But they chose to put this match on the Saturday night main event card. And let me tell you this, all right? As a wrestling fan, no one is watching Saturday night's main event on the same day as AEW All In. It is not going to happen. Yes, you'll have people watching, but the majority of views, people watching wrestling, they're watching AEW All In. I'm watching AEW All In. You think I'm going to sit back and watch Saturday night's main event? I'll watch it maybe that next day or maybe that Monday. I'll watch it. But Triple H, TKO really believes that they're going to have more views just to have Goldberg versus Gunther. You think you're gonna beat AEW All In? And you have Hangman Adam Page versus Jon Moxley for the championship. And you have Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné. Okada versus Kenny Omega for the championship. And we know these guys put on banger after banger after banger matches. You serious? You can't beat that. You can't beat that. This is the show. I really hope this is the show that we all wanted WrestleMania 41 to be. I really do believe AEW All In Texas will be the show we all wish WrestleMania 41 was. This will be the show of the entire year. Mark my words. This will be the show of the year. The wrestling show of the year. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's going to happen. And I'm going to watch it. Okay? So, during this time period, July, it's be a lot of wrestling. You know, you got SmackDown, you got Evolution, Saturday Night Main Event, NXT Bash, you know, Great American Bash. I ain't watching that. Then you got AEW, All In Texas. I'm watching AEW All In Texas, okay? I'll go back and rewatch Goldberg versus Gunther. I do want to see it, see what happens, who wins, how the match goes. I do want to see it. I'll admit, I want to see it. But I'm telling you right now, it's going to be bad. I can feel it. It's going to be a bad match. Goldberg is going to be gassed, going to be tired. Okay? But hey, he could surprise us. It could be a great match. And maybe he'll beat Gunther for the championship. If that happens, that'd be crazy. But, you know, instead of Goldberg, I was hoping they would do Sami Zayn or like, I don't know, someone else. But I knew they were going in the direction of Goldberg, unfortunately. But how do you guys feel about this? How do you feel about Goldberg versus Gunther? Are you excited for this? Are you not excited for it? Do you think it's going to be stupid, lame, boring, bad, like good? Like, what do you think about this match? Goldberg versus Gunther. How do you feel about this? Who do you think will win? Who do you think should win the match? Me personally, I think it should be, you know, as much as I don't like Gunther being champion right now, because it's kind of, you know, boring. And, well, it's not really boring yet, because he just won the championship back from Jey Uso. I got a bad feeling that it could be boring, like his last title reign. But I think the best thing to do is just have him win, even though I'm not really big into Gunther like that as I was before. Hey, it could change. But if Goldberg does win the belt, that's a bad idea. Bad idea. But it could make things interesting. Really could. And honestly, if you want to shake things up, make things really interesting, you should have had Braun Breaker go after Gunther for championship. And have Seth Rollins go after John Cena for championship. That would be really interesting. Really interesting. And then, maybe you could do Goldberg versus Braun Breaker. If this is not Goldberg's last match, because I heard he wants to face maybe John Cena. Okay. Have him do Gunther, John Cena, maybe Braun Breaker, and then that's it. That's it. Because Braun Breaker is like, he's similar to a Goldberg. So, hey, I'll admit, I do want to see that. Goldberg versus Braun Breaker. I do want to see how that would go. All right, it's like a young Goldberg versus an old Goldberg. I do want to see that. But anyway, guys, I'm in this video. Goldberg versus Gunther. How do you feel about this match? Let me know in the comments below. I will see you guys next video. I am out. Peace.